Daniel Alexander Cannon giving you once again a little update as to what's going on in South Carolina. And what's going on in South Carolina is that we're actually now, after 3 days of nothing but rain basically, we are now entering for a storm that's not a severe storm, like a real big hurricane. But in this case, we are now entering the danger zone. And what I mean is that they're telling us that off that direction, right off the coast, the storm is spinning and that it's going to bring 60, 65, maybe 75-mile-an-hour winds on shore, which I'm not far from the shore. If I was to fly a drone up right here, 400 feet, you'd be able to see the ocean. What's the problem with that? 60, 65, 75-mile-an-hour winds. Well, the problem is that all the trees, all the dirt is completely soaked. And we're entering the danger zone of when just that kind of wind can be a real problem. That kind of wind can be a real problem because there's been quite a few trees fell already, but when you get 50, 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds after the soil has been soaked for 3 days straight, which is where we're at, you're talking about trees coming down. And no, that's not as bad as a Cat 4 hurricane, but it's bad. Not to mention the fact that we still have a major flood threat. The swamps here are full. It's been raining almost nonstop for 3 days. And so the swamps are full, the rivers are rising. I've already went and checked all the levels on all the rivers, and they're way up to not critical stage, but major stage type area so far as flooding. So there's already flooding taking place. It's not extreme yet. However, we have a lot of rain still to come. There's some major bands in this storm right now that are producing an enormous amount of water, and some of them aren't even producing it here. But the problem is those rivers all run here. Where I'm at, there's a convergence of 4 rivers that converge within a few miles of me here. And I ain't just talking about me, I'm just saying that's a fact. And these rivers are at above flood stage, okay? Not at extreme yet, but they're right below that. And so with all this rain that we're going to get tonight, it's going to get interesting between the wind and the trees and the soaked soil and the flooding, especially as this storm comes ashore. And unfortunately, it's expected to be coming ashore during a high tide period, which will push the rivers back even more. Well, there's your update. That's just what it is. One thing for sure, we'll live through it. And if not, hey, I'm ready to go any day. The Father don't need me here. But I still got a lot of work I'd like to do, so I'm sure I'll be here tomorrow. And the next day, and the next day, and the next week, and the next month, and the next year. But there's definitely some dangerous things that's going to go on tonight. This is probably going to be about the most dangerous night that we've had because of the winds that are coming and the soil that is soaked and the fact that we're going to get major bands of rain still coming through on top of this soil that has been soaked for 3 days straight now. You know, guys have seen the videos. I've been putting them out. With that being said, we're going to all be okay. We're going to all get through this. It's just could be some problems, but we'll survive it without sorry, it gets a little noisy sometimes. Without this thrashing, there would be no wheat, or you would find no wheat. So, if you understand what I'm saying. All right, guys, I love you. I'm going to let you go. Father in heaven loves you. Don't forget that. We'll talk to you again real soon here on the Logic Before Authority channel, and we'll be back doing the Supernatural show as soon as things kind of ease up a little bit. All right, guys, talk to you later.